Hi guys, welcome to my SEO blog where I provide hints and tips to help you improve your website's SEO. I'm your host, Andy Morley. In this article, I will be discussing my top 13 WordPress plugins for 2022. Today is January the 11th, so as we're into a new year, what better time to recap what I feel are the best WordPress plugins for both web design and also SEO. These 13 plugins for WordPress can be used by professional web designers and also those wishing to build their own websites. They're easy to use and most of them are also free, although some of them do have paid premium version. The first plugin on my list is Yoast SEO, probably the best known plugin for handling the majority of WordPress SEO requirements. It was first released back in 2008, so has been around for 14 years. Over that time, it has seen various upgrades to its features and has now become the go-to SEO plugin for WordPress. There is a free or premium version of the plugin. The premium version costs £99 per year. I've only ever used the free version, which is packed full of useful features suitable for every WordPress website which I've created. The main features of the free version, which I think will help creating your website and making sure it's SEO friendly, are as follows. Editing meta descriptions, editing page titles, building an XML sitemap. They also have a traffic light system which provides feedback on how well your content is written, specifically for keyword targets. They also include a basic schema for your pages and posts. They add open graph metadata for social media sharing. You're allowed to set up canonicalization of page URLs and the ability to easily apply no index and no follow to pages, posts, tags, categories, etc. I've been using this plugin for a number of years now and I've always found it to be a must-have for any website. The next plugin on my list is WordFence, which is a security plugin. WordPress security can sometimes get a bad press. The truth of the matter is that if the core files, themes and plugins are kept up to date, then there isn't usually a problem with WordPress. However, with that said, it is advisable that you toughen up the WordPress CMS by installing security plugins. For this reason, I've added 2 plugins to this list which you should consider. The first of these plugins is WordFence. If you want to add an effective malware scanner and firewall protection to your website, then WordFence is the plugin you need. The security scanner feature helps you to monitor website files and scans them for any known malware infections. If found, you're alerted as to where the problem has been found. There are settings within WordFence which also allow you to monitor changes to server directories within your hosting account. The WordFence firewall identifies and blocks malicious traffic from accessing your website, protecting it from hackers attempting to break in and infect your site. One of the most useful elements of the firewall is the ability to block or blacklist specific IP addresses. One thing to note, however, is that you manually have to block these IPs via the blocking feature. Security scanning can be scheduled to run as you see fit. These 2 features working together are a great way to protect your website from hackers, malware and viruses. If it finds any files which have been modified or ones which are potentially unsafe, it also provides a repair feature. WordFence offers a free version. However, the premium version detects a greater number of malware and viruses. With premium membership, you also get help in fixing a hacked website should it arise. Finally, WordFence also provides login security features with 2-factor authentication to help protect your site from unauthorized access. The second security plugin for WordPress which I would recommend is called Sucuri. It is very similar to WordFence in that it monitors and scans your WordPress website files, plugins and themes. It also offers a firewall for blocking brute force attacks, malicious traffic, etc. One of the best features of Sucuri is its hardening options. A checklist of security recommendations which should always be applied to your WordPress website. With Sucuri Firewall, you are provided with a report of IP addresses which have tried to gain access to your site files. These can easily be blacklisted so that they no longer have access to your website in the browser. However, this is a premium service and costs $9.99 for the basic protection or $19.99 for their Pro subscription. There is no free firewall with Sucuri, which is why I favour using WordFence. However, the choice is entirely yours. The next plugin on my list is possibly the best caching plugin which I've found in recent years. It's called NitroPack. WordPress out of the box can sometimes be slow to load. Website load speeds are super important for SEO, so a slow loading website is bad news for your search rankings. On my website I've written a blog post on how to improve WordPress load speed which expands upon this. There are loads of WordPress plugins to help with caching, but NitroPack is by far the best I've found. NitroPack works differently from other cache plugins such as WP Fastest Cache and WP Super Cache, in so much that it offers a content delivery network for free when you install it. This is a huge advantage over the alternative plugins. The free CDN by NitroPack provides you with 1 GB of bandwidth. This is usually adequate for most websites. If your site gets a lot of traffic, you can always upgrade to one of their paid plans. One other slight issue with their free plan is that there is a banner shown at the bottom of a website. This can only be successfully removed by signing up to one of their paid plans. Attempts have been made to hide this banner using CSS, but this no longer works. By using NitroPack, I've seen much better Google page speed scores than I could achieve with alternative plugins. My next WordPress plugin is a design plugin called Elementor. Elementor is a superb plugin. Rather than a website builder, it offers much more. All the websites I create are built using Elementor. It is extremely easy to use and you can quickly build a high quality, professional looking website. There are a range of free templates with over 90 widgets for you to choose from when building your site or blog. Elementor's Visual Builder allows you to build and personalize your website automatically with just a few mouse clicks. There is no coding necessary. There is a free version with some cut down functionality. However, it is still perfectly possible to build a professional website using their free version. However, with their pro version, you have access to their theme builder, which makes building global elements of your website, such as a global header or footer, or even blog post templates, much easier. JetWooBuilder by Crockablock. Are you looking to build an e-commerce website using WordPress? If so, then WooCommerce is the plugin you need. It is quite a complex plugin, which adds the functionality you would expect of an e-commerce website straight into WordPress. It is a leading e-commerce solution for WordPress and has been around for many years. This is what I use when building e-commerce sites for my clients. It can be quite difficult to use with regards to customizing the look and feel of the product pages, cart and checkout, so I wouldn't recommend it for novice web designers. There is quite a lot of PHP and WordPress template knowledge required to really get the most out of WooCommerce. However, there is a solution to help streamline the process of building your e-commerce store in WordPress, JetWooBuilder by Crockablock. Out of the box, it is extremely difficult to redesign the WooCommerce templates. However, this issue is resolved by the JetWooBuilder plugin. You are able to build and design using Elementor page builder and then assign it to a specific WooCommerce template. My next recommended plugin is Post to Google My Business. Google My Business is a free service offered by Google to help showcase your company within the Google search results and map listings. They are fantastic at helping you to grow your brand and build your business online. They are also essential for local SEO. Keeping your Google My Business listing up to date is important. Continually adding photos and written content is essential. Working alongside the Google review system, they can really make your company stand out against your competitors. To help streamline the process of keeping your Google My Business page up to date, there is a really useful plugin called Post to Google My Business. Essentially what this does is give you the ability to automatically publish any new blog posts which you write for your website directly to your Google My Business page, along with a link back to your site. All-in-one WP migration by ServeMask. If you're running your own website or are responsible for managing your company website, then making sure you have a backup version of the site if anything were to go wrong is essential. This is where all-in-one WP migration can help. Although it is called a migration plugin, and it is intended for quickly and effectively transferring a website from one domain to another, or from a development server to a live server, you can also use it as a quick and effective backup solution for your site. With all-in-one WP migration, you have the ability to export your entire WordPress site along with its associated database in just a few clicks. You can either export it to be stored in a predefined location on your web hosting server, or alternatively, it gives you the option to download a backup of your website to be saved on your desktop PC or within your company network storage drives. This is how I use the plugin. I always install this on every website which I build, so regular backups can be taken. This is extremely important if you're concerned about WordPress security. If your website has been hacked, the chances are, if you're backing it up regularly, you will have a recent version of your website which can be easily restored if anything goes wrong. My next plugin is rather simple. It's called Classic Editor. WordPress has its own visual editor when you're creating pages or posts. In recent years, this has changed from the original WYSIWYG editor, which was known as Classic Editor, to their Gutenberg editor. In my opinion, this made it far more difficult to edit your WordPress website. The solution to revert back to the original editor is a plugin called Classic Editor. This reverts the WYSIWYG editor back to how things used to be. This is one of the first plugins I always install whenever building a new website. My next plugin is called Redirection. Redirection is one of the SEO plugins I would recommend to every WordPress website owner. Essentially, its main function is to handle URL or page redirects for you when you change a post or page URL. This is important for the search engines to ensure they can find your content easily if you decide to alter the URLs of your pages. This plugin gives you the ability to manually set up either a 301 permanent redirect or a 302 temporary redirect. Knowing the difference between these two types of redirect is advised, as Google handles each differently. The plugin also has the ability to automatically detect changes to URLs and set up redirects when needed. Another feature of the plugin is that it monitors 404 errors or page not found errors within your website. You can then quickly configure a redirect for any that are reported. In the past, setting up URL redirects would mean editing a file directly on the web server or hosting account via the htaccess file for Apache servers or via Nginx for Microsoft servers. With the redirection plugin, there is no need for you to manually add redirects to the server, making the process much quicker and easier. Schema.org plugin. The Schema plugin is another great WordPress SEO plugin that you may wish to use to improve the appearance of your site in search results. The plugin will apply a valid Schema.org markup to your WordPress in a Google recommended format, such as the JSON LD standard. As a result, the Schema.org markup is perfect for improving the look of your site in search engine results, which translate to better conversions and click-through rates for your company. The 12th plugin I would recommend is JetEngine by Crockablock. WordPress is a great CMS, however it doesn't allow you to add different types of post or page out of the box. For example, if you have a list of events you wanted to add, but keep them separate from posts and pages in the back end, it can be quite difficult. This is where additional plugins can help you create a custom post type, which will be useful. Creating dynamic websites with customizable variables for each post is also fairly difficult without the use of a plugin. Thankfully, there are a few plugins available to do this, including ACF or Advanced Custom Fields and the Custom Post Types UI. However, there is another plugin which I find to be much better, JetEngine by Crockablock. JetEngine is a user-friendly plugin that allows you to create a new post type, taxonomies and custom fields without any prior coding knowledge. JetEngine makes it simple to add bespoke post types and taxonomies, generate post type and taxonomy templates, display templates in a list and grid blocks, and utilise distinct widgets and modify layouts. The last of my 13 plugins which I would recommend for WordPress is Smush.It. Image optimization can be quite a serious issue with WordPress websites. If images are poorly optimized or too large, they can actually slow down the load speed of your website, which is going to have detrimental effects on your SEO. Smush.It is a useful WordPress plugin which helps you to manage the file size of your images within the pages and posts of your site. It can dramatically help you improve your Google page speed scores, and best of all, it's totally free. Okay, that's it guys. Thank you for listening to my article about my top 13 WordPress plugins for 2022. If you'd like to listen to some more of my recordings, please follow my podcast and also keep checking my website for additional blog content. My website address is www.andymorley.co.uk. You can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @Andy_Morley, and you can also find me on Facebook.